Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into one single, really powerful idea, that there's a kind of hidden logic woven into the fabric of absolutely everything, a logic that turns what looks like total random chaos into something remarkably orderly.
I mean, it's a question we've all probably asked ourselves, right? You look out at the world, at just how complex and unpredictable it all is, and you have to wonder, is this whole thing just a meaningless, chaotic mess? Or is there actually something deeper going on?
Well, the idea we're exploring today offers a pretty stunning answer. It suggests that underneath all that surface-level chaos, there is a deep, natural pull toward order, toward stability, toward meaning. And this isn't just wishful thinking. It's presented as a fundamental, structural feature of reality itself.
So how in the world does order just emerge from chaos? Well, the core idea is that out of an infinite number of ways things could be, there are always these filters at work. Think of it like a sieve sorting tiny pebbles from sand. These natural filters are constantly selecting for arrangements that are just more coherent and more stable, and they operate on everything from the tiniest particles to entire societies.
Okay, so what happens when systems are out of sync? When they're misaligned with this natural tendency? Well, that's when you get something the source calls complexity friction. This is all the wasted energy, the conflict, the suspicion that just makes everything harder than it needs to be. It's the real source of instability.
Now, I know this all might sound a little out there, a bit abstract. So, to make it really concrete, let's bring it down to earth and look at how this logic plays out in a place we all navigate every single day, human society, and more specifically, our ethics.
Just think for a second about the difference between a low-trust and a high-trust environment. In that low-trust world, there's just constant friction, isn't there? You have to double-check everything, guard against people trying to pull a fast one. It's exhausting, and it's fundamentally unstable. But in a high-trust world, whoa, everything changes. Cooperation becomes smooth, it's efficient, and it's incredibly resilient.
And here's the crucial insight. Trust isn't just some nice, fuzzy feeling. It's framed here as a complexity lubricant. It's an incredibly rational, super efficient tool for managing all the crazy possibilities of human interaction. It works by filtering out the chaotic, dishonest behaviors and promoting the stable ones that let us build things together.
And, it's not just about trust. Other core virtues, they work exactly the same way. Honesty saves us all the energy we would have wasted on checking and verifying. Empathy acts as a filter to head off conflict before it starts. And fairness, it creates the predictability we absolutely need to plan for the future. They are all just incredibly powerful complexity filters.
So all of this leads to a pretty stunning conclusion. In this way of looking at things, being good, being honest and fair and empathetic, it's not just a matter of your personal preference. These virtues become strategic necessities. They are the core principles that allow a complex society to become stable, resilient, and ultimately to succeed.
Okay, but what if this logic, this whole idea of filtering chaos into order, what if it isn't just about us humans? The argument we're exploring goes bigger. It says this is a truly universal principle, one that scales across all of reality, from the tiniest subatomic particles all the way up to the entire cosmos.
It seems like the same fundamental logic plays out at every single scale. You start at the quantum level, where physical laws filter an infinity of possibilities to give us the stable atoms that make up our world. Then you zoom out a bit, and those atoms are filtered by chemical forces into these amazing, life-sustaining molecules like water. You zoom out even further, and gravity filters these massive, chaotic clouds of gas and dust into the beautiful, stable structures of galaxies. It's the same pattern unfolding everywhere.
But you know what? You don't even have to look at the stars to find the proof. The most powerful evidence for this entire principle is right between your ears.
Seriously, think about it. The single greatest piece of evidence for this whole idea is you. The simple, undeniable facts that you can have a stable, continuous train of thought, that you exist as a self-aware, reasoning person, is definitive proof that complexity can be filtered into coherence. Your conscious mind is maybe the most incredible, stable thing the universe has ever produced, all emerging from what could have just been pure, random chaos.
So if this logic really does govern everything from galaxies down to our own minds, how can we actually use it? How do we turn this into a practical tool for navigating the messy complexity of our own lives?
Well, the framework offers a pretty clear guide. First up, change how you see uncertainty. Don't see it as a threat. See it as a field of potential, just waiting for the right filter. Second, consciously use those core principles, honesty, empathy, as your personal filters to cut down on the friction in your own life. And finally, and this is a big one, learn to treat mistakes not as failures, but as really valuable data that helps you make your filters even better for next time. Which really leaves us with this one final, powerful question to think about. If this logic holds up, if ethical principles really are the most efficient tools for cutting down friction and creating stable, good outcomes, then what if being good isn't just a moral choice? What if it's actually the most rational, the most strategic, and the most intelligent way to navigate the incredible complexity of everything?